We are given the controls immediately upon entering the level. As we play the level, we are told that we can use spacebar on the keyboard to jump over objects or gaps. Should the player fail to jump over gaps such as the one before, they will fall into a kill zone which will respawn the character and reset the puzzle. For the second stage of this puzzle, we are also told the player to push brown objects. As the player walks into the brown object, we find the doorway is now clear and we may pass to stage 2. Here the player is told the object ahead will break after 2 seconds. If we shoot this block, the player finds the block will not break, but if they walk across, we find it indeed does break after this time. The player is let near the yellow blocks break after a period of 2 seconds. The second part of this challenge tests the player's ability to problem solve. We can see that they cannot cross this gap without first performing another action. The player remembers from the previous stage that the brown objects can be pushed. They push this block into the gap to fill up the hole and proceed to the puzzle. They must ascend the boxes by using the jump that they learned in stage 1. Upon reaching the top, the player is met with a purple object with a card reader to the right. This is the door. As the player approaches, they are told the key is required to open the door. As the player picks up the key, we see it disappears from the environment and is now located in our HUD. Once used, the actor is destroyed and removed from the player's HUD. At the beginning of this stage, the player is given a hint as to how to complete the next puzzle. Here we are met with 2 red doors and 1 green door, which looks like the hint we were given above ground. Should the player choose a red door, they will either be met with a dead end or an enemy that will reset the stage upon contact. After failing, the player will have learned that red doors are bad and green doors are safe, and choose the green doors as their route to escape. In the tunnels, the player will pass through a trigger volume, which consists of 2 mysterious floating devices. The player can see the objective across the gap, and knows from previous purple objects that these objects cannot be destroyed after being stood on or shot, and so can use them to cross the gap. After crossing, a door begins to open, drawing the player's attention to the next puzzle. Upon entry, the room is resealed and the player is unable to turn back. They can see that parts of the floor are missing with rubble left behind, and their objective is across the way. The player must jump carefully across the rubble to pass to the other side. There they are told that some objects can be picked up, and so the player uses the surrounding blue blocks to form stairs. In this next puzzle, the player is given a choice of path to take. Choosing the lower path takes the player down a tunnel, where a yellow block that cannot be pushed or broken resides. The player is forced to double back to the upper path, where they are given controls for a crane that will help to remove the yellow block from the path that's obstructing. The player is told that pressing Y will pick up the object, pressing I will rotate it, and then pressing the U key will put the box down. The player returns down to the lower path, where the doorway is now cleared, and the new challenge awaits. There they are met with 2 different types of block, one that resembles the block from an earlier stage, and a new cyan block. Should the player step onto a cyan block, they will immediately fall, and the challenge is reset. If the player chooses the block from earlier, there will be enough time to reach safety and move on to the next puzzle. In this puzzle, the player is put in a wide open area with blue blocks that resemble the ones from the ruins before. This suggests to the player that they must build their way to higher ground using the blocks and reach the next part of the puzzle. Once on top of the wall, the player will cross over to a building roof where they will find another platform, like the ones earlier. This suggests that there is a way to make the platform carry the player to the required destination. With no controls in sight, the only option is to stand on the platform as it carries the player to the next objective. At the top, they are met with another tower and a gap that must be crossed. Another platform can be seen below, and a resident of the ruins can be seen to the right with a control panel ahead of them. The player is told they can ask civilians for assistance with the platform in order to cross the gap by pressing the F key. After crossing to the second tower, the platform returns to its original position, and the player is left with only the platform ahead as their option to continue throughout the level. On the ground, the player meets another resident of the ruins who is unable to make it across to the other side of a large hole that has left them stranded. The player is able to use the rubble left to cross to the other side, where they can see a pressure plate. Stepping onto this pressure plate extends a bridge that allows the NPC to cross over the gap. However, getting off the pressure plate sends the bridge back, leaving the ruins resident on the other side of the hole. With the bridge fully extended, the NPC can cross over, and the level is ended. With the level complete, the player enters the completion zone, where they will now be able to return to the GUI and exit the game.